remember the exact moment I realized something wasn't right. Not when I got the message, not when I arrived at the house, but later, much later. When I tried to leave and couldn't remember how I got there in the first place. That's the part that still doesn't make sense, because before that night, everything in my life was normal, completely normal, which I guess makes what happened even harder to explain, because nothing about my life stood out, nothing that would make me a target. At least, that's what I thought. I worked a standard 9-to-5 job at a small logistics company just outside the city. Nothing special. The kind of job where every day feels the same. Wake up, drive, sit at a desk, go home, repeat. I lived alone in a 1-bedroom apartment on the 3rd floor of a building that always smelled faintly like old carpet and cleaning chemicals. It wasn't a bad place, just forgettable. The message came on a Tuesday. I remember that because Tuesdays were always the worst. Long, slow, the kind of day that makes you check the time every 5 minutes. I had just gotten home, dropped my keys on the kitchen counter, kicked off my shoes, and collapsed onto the couch without even turning the lights on. That's when my phone buzzed. One message from a number I didn't recognize. Dinner's ready. That was it. No name, no context, just those 2 words. At first, I thought it was a mistake. Wrong number. Happens all the time. I ignored it, set my phone down, closed my eyes, and then it buzzed again. You're late. That made me sit up. There was something about the way it was written. Not angry, not aggressive, just certain, like whoever sent it already knew I'd come. I typed back slowly. Who is this? The 3 dots appeared instantly, like they had been waiting. You'll remember. That was the moment I should have stopped, deleted the messages, blocked the number. But I didn't, because something about that answer felt personal, not familiar, but close, like a word on the tip of your tongue. You can't say it, but you know it's there. Another message came through, an address, no explanation, no name, just a location. I stared at it for a long time, and then I did something I still can't explain. I put my shoes back on, grabbed my keys, and left. The drive took about 20 minutes. I don't remember most of it. I remember traffic lights. I remember turning onto a street I'd never been on before. And then suddenly, I was there. The house looked normal. Too normal. Single story. Lights on inside. Curtains drawn just enough to let the glow spill out. The front door was slightly open, not wide, just enough to make you notice, like it was waiting. I sat in my car for a minute, engine still running, trying to figure out why I had come, trying to remember who could possibly live there, but nothing came to mind. Not a name, not a face, just that same feeling that I was expected. Eventually, I turned the engine off, stepped out. The air was still, too still. No wind, no distant traffic, just silence. I walked up to the door and stopped. I could hear something inside. Not voices, not movement, just a faint sound, like something simmering, cooking. Then a voice. Come in. Calm, almost friendly. That should have been enough. That should have been the moment I left, but I didn't. I pushed the door open and stepped inside. The smell hit me immediately. Warm, heavy, like food that had been cooking for a long time. But underneath it, something else, something metallic. The hallway was narrow, dimly lit, the kind of lighting that doesn't quite reach the corners. At the end of it, I could see a room, a table, set for 2. Over here, the voice said. I followed it, slowly. Each step felt heavier, like I was walking somewhere I had already been. The dining room was small, simple, a wooden table, 2 chairs, 2 plates, one of them still steaming, the other empty, waiting. You made it. I turned and saw him standing in the doorway behind me. He looked normal. Too normal. Average height, dark hair, clean clothes, a slight smile, the kind of face you wouldn't remember. And yet, something about him felt familiar. Not enough to place, just enough to feel wrong. Sit, he said. I hesitated, and his smile didn't change. But something in his eyes did. Not anger, not impatience, just expectation, like this was already decided. I sat down. I was starting to think you weren't coming, he said. I didn't respond. I couldn't, because I still didn't know who he was. But somehow, he knew me. Go ahead, he said, gesturing to the plate. Before it gets cold. I looked down. Pasta, dark sauce, pieces of meat mixed in. It looked normal, smelled almost normal, but something about it felt wrong. I picked up the fork, my hand shaking slightly, and that's when I noticed it. The plate, there were marks on it. Deep scratches, not random, repeated, like someone had dragged something sharp across it. Again and again, I looked up. He was watching me, not blinking, smiling, waiting. Eat, he said, and this time, it wasn't a suggestion. It was a rule. I lowered the fork slightly. I don't think His smile disappeared instantly. Don't, he said quietly. Don't do that. The room felt colder. He leaned forward just a little. Everyone who comes here. He paused. They finish their meal. That's when something clicked. Not fully, just enough. A memory, faint, blurry, but there, a table. The same table, the same room, and me sitting exactly where I was now. I felt my stomach drop. I've been here before, I said. It wasn't a question. He smiled again, slowly. Of course you have. And that's when I understood something even worse. I hadn't come here by accident. I had come back. And whatever happened the first time was about to happen again. Only this time, I wasn't going to forget.